Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams, and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. I'm hearing the divine is cleaning house. Cleaning house. There's some ash that came off of the candle here. It's like somebody's trying to, or has tried to dirty your image. Look at that. They've tried to dirty your image. But in the process, they've made their soul filthy. And you've transmuted the energy that they sent you. Okay? So you're gaining and growing from the energy that they have sent you. This person has wanted to cast a negative light on you, like darkness, a shadow. They want people to see you in a different light. You don't have to worry about this. Because whatever it is that they're trying to portray about you, whoever's believing it, whoever's buying into it, and whoever will gather with them, they were meant to exit your energy anyway. They were meant to go. It's like a sweep. A sweep that's happening. Some people are being sent out of your space. The person who's doing this, who's sending this negative energy, or who has tried to, this is a person that you've just been like, when will they go away, Spirit? Can I get a date? Can I get a season? Can I get a word? Okay? You've wanted this person to be out of your space, out of your zone. It's happening, but they've tried to take people along with them because they know they gotta go. But Divine says that anybody who goes, they were meant to go. Spirit is cleaning house so that your space is high vibe. And the people that are with you are meant to be there. So everything that's happening is meant to happen, and it is a blessing. Perhaps in disguise, but it is a blessing. Okay? Ashe. Thank you, Divine, for that message. I'm being guided to the cards, to these, to the index cards. Okay. Oh. We got loss. And they're not laughing anymore. Yeah, somebody's not laughing anymore. It ain't so funny no more. Whatever they thought was funny before. Wanting to see you fail. At one time, this is a being who observed you struggling, or they thought that you were struggling. I'm hearing that you were actually learning, and they thought that that was funny. But they thought it was funny because they don't learn. And that's what they're realizing now. They don't learn. They're losing a lot. I'm getting that their health is heavily impacted, their health. But they attacked your health at one time. So it's just come right back around to them. Classic return to sender, and it worked. They regret not choosing you. I've been hearing that song. It's from back in the day. It's by Nonchalant. It goes, 5 o'clock in the morning, where you gonna be? Outside on the corner? You better get yourself together. Why you wasting all your time right along with your mind? I used to love that song. But it always, When it came out, I was really young. But it always hit home. Because it felt like an elder speaking to a young one who needed guidance. And there's someone here, this person who's experiencing loss. There's something that you told them at one time. You gave them some guidance or a warning. And you said it because you were directed to by Spirit. But you warned them that their failure to heed divine guidance, their failure to respect your energy, and their failure to respect themselves and people around them would result in loss. Well, this person is now hearing a message very similar to what comes through in that song from Spirit. They are constantly hearing over and over from the divine and from an ancestor. There is an ancestor who is extremely disappointed and angry with the choices that they have made. And they are telling them over and over a very similar message to what you have said to them in the past. It's similar to something like in that song, like, you better get yourself together. Why are you wasting your time? Right along with your mind. Something like that, you know? And this person recognizes that it's like they're saying to themselves, they told me so. You know how a person will say, I told you so. You don't have to do that because Spirit is doing it for you. They're bringing through the same guidance that you once gave them to this person over and over and over again in their sleep, in their waking hours, because there's a major transformation that this person is supposed to go through, but they have been resisting it. And now there are ancestors that have turned their back on this person. There is one, it's a maternal energy. It feels like a grandmother who's like fussing at them in the spirit realm. Yeah. Why are you wasting all your time right along with your mind? This person is extremely resentful. They're resentful about how their life has gone. And that's exactly how they say it, because they don't want to take accountability for their actions. So instead of saying, I hate the choices that I made, they say, I hate how my life has gone. They speak very passively. They don't take ownership of what they've done. They don't take ownership of their choices. Familiar animal spirits. You're an animal lover. Animal totems may be very significant to you. There's something regarding a pet or a familiar here. In some way, this energy that is this being that's experiencing a lot of loss, they may have sent negative energy to a familiar of yours, a pet. They sent, I'm getting the energy of death. Okay, they wanted to harm a familiar or a pet that was very precious to you. Okay. That's one reason why they're experiencing such immense loss. Yeah, this is a spiritual narcissist here. This is a person who critiques everyone's spiritual path. Everyone's spiritual path. Everybody does spirituality wrong in their eyes because they're the only ones who've got it figured out. I'm getting their attitude is, what does Jesus know? What does Lilith know? What does Hecate know? This is how they think. Oh, I just heard this is how they thought. So they're learning lessons. They've spent a great portion of their life being a spiritual narcissist. But now, Jesus, Lilith, Hecate, they're all showing them exactly what they know. They're teaching them some very, very painful lessons, you know? Yeah. Hard lessons to learn. Transform anger into physical activity, creative abundance. You can punch a pillow. These are all ways that we can transform our anger. I feel like you have done this on several occasions. You've made a habit out of transforming anger. This may be something that you've had to do in order to nurture your well-being, to maintain your sanity. Divine says that you have developed really beautiful habits that will always be in your spiritual toolkit, your spiritual repertoire, okay? Yeah. You'll always have these ways to work with your energy. You've learned some really important lessons in how to move energy through your body, through your auric field, instead of allowing blockages to occur. Or when you notice a blockage, you identify it and you work through it. Yeah. You're a master of self. And you have encountered a lot of people who wanted to become your master. That was their goal. And in this process of protecting yourself from these narcissists, from these controlling, evil, low vibe beings and entities, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer, you have gained mastery of yourself. Anger might be something that you're continuing to work on. You're mastering it though. And you're doing it in a beautiful way. I'm hearing you're doing it in a way that you can share with others, because it's something that will help a lot of other people. For some of you, I keep hearing that, why are you wasting all your time right along with your mind? There might be a group of individuals that you're helping. It could be people who have suffered from addictions or homelessness. That's what I'm getting. Addictions or homelessness. And they've been harmed. Okay, they've suffered abuse. You're helping a lot of people who have suffered in these ways. So the skills that you have learned, you're able to share with others and help them immensely. Okay. Falsified documents. Somebody went as far as to try to assume your identity, falsifying documents, trying to forge your signature, trying to pretend to be you in order to gain something, in order to acquire something. I'm hearing land. For some of you, this will apply. There's someone who wanted to acquire land or a large sum of money while assuming your identity or forging your signature. Okay? Yeah, they used manipulative tactics, 1444 on the timer, to do this. I'm getting that for some of you, a person may have taken advantage of your sobriety, like they gave you some sort of substance unknowingly. They may have slipped something in your drink in order to gain control of your decision making. Okay? Tell us more about this, Spirit. You're saying go to the tarot first? Okay, let's pull some tarot. Thank you, Divine. What do we need to know about this situation? What needs to be known? Four of Cups, strength. There's somebody who ignored your strength. They thought that they could overtake you because they assumed that you weren't courageous. But they were in for a surprise. They are so shocked now because this is how... my nose is itching so bad. This is how they assumed that they should react to you. Like they didn't see you. They didn't see your strength. They thought that it would be easy to overcome you, to manipulate you. I'm hearing that they learned the hard way that this is your true energy. There could be Leo energy here, but you're extremely courageous. Also, there's this sense of pride about you. It's divine pride. It's not arrogance. Pride in who you are. And it comes from a place of self-love. These people who tried to manipulate you, they completely overlooked all of your best qualities. I'm looking at the sun here on my wall, a poster. You have easy access to abundance. I'm seeing Jupiter. They overlooked all of that. And then when they realized it, they tried to siphon it. They tried to use it. But they thought that you would be an easy target. This could be a Knight of Wands, a fire sign here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius that wanted to combat you in some way. Wanted to swoop in and take something from you. How has this worked out for them, Divine? Yeah, Three of Swords. They're heartbroken. This goes right along with this loss card. They're experiencing major loss. Gaping wounds is what I'm hearing. Gaping wounds. And this is what they meant for you. Strong fire energy. Yeah. And you're in the Fool energy. This is a new beginning for you. You've got a fresh, clean slate. You've got help too. You've got all the support that you need. And most of this is in the spirit realm because you have grown so close to your spirits. You know how to work with them and they love working with you. Your spirits adore you. They're so, look, optimism, hope, wish, promise. Okay? In the face of a charlatan, okay? Somebody who wanted to control you and cast illusions. You always maintained hope. And that's why you're here. And as beautiful, courageous, and strong as you are. Tell us more about this, Spirit. Yeah, somebody was working in cahoots. There was not just one. I am getting multiple energies here. It feels like the ringleader, the person who was really trying to come after you, I'm getting fire energy. I'm getting somebody who wanted to be king or queen, but they never made it more than a night. Okay? It's like they made it to their teen years as far as their maturity. They're stuck in their teen years. Yeah. They're stuck in their teen years. That's also something that they are intimidated about by you. They see within you your maturity. It's like you're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass woman. You know? Like, you're full grown. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And spiritually, you will only continue to grow, as we all do on the path. But you have the maturity that these people who combated you don't have. And instead of committing to grow, they just committed to wasting all their time right along with their mind. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it keeps coming back to that. But they were working in cahoots. When these people look at you, they're reminded of where they wish they were in life. That's why they continue to feel so resentful. That resentful card came out. That's why they have so much regret, because you serve as a constant reminder of who they're not. But until they take accountability for where they are in life and realize that that is a result of their choices that they made, that has nothing to do with you. In fact, if these people had treated you kindly, you would have supported them. You would have cheered them on. Because you're just that sweet, just that kind, just that loving. But instead, they chose to become your enemy. 2222 on the timer. There could be two people here who were really trying to do it, you know? It feels like two people who were at the center of all of this. Tell us more about this, Spirit. What needs to be known? Yeah, this came out in a recent reading. Illusionist. These people focus on illusions because they're not real. And they're intimidated by your authentic nature, by your willingness to embrace who you are. And this comes about because you don't force yourself to try to be someone. You just let yourself be. And who you are, you choose to love that being. You choose to love who you are. When you set a goal, you congratulate yourself no matter what, just for making the effort. You validate yourself. And these people who work in cahoots and try so hard to combat other people that remind them of their insecurities only by existing. Only by existing. You never called anybody up or texted anybody and told them that they were a loser. You never did that. The more you got to know this person or these people, you clearly saw that they were on the path of a loser, but you never put them down. They did that themselves. With their actions and their choices, they put themselves down. And they chose their destiny. And now they're living it. And this is what it looks like. This and the Three of Swords. I'm hearing love and health is not going well. But those, it feels like those are the areas in which they tried to attack you. Love, health, and finances. Yeah. And that's why they're being hit so hard in those very areas. They had to know that this was going to happen. But I'm hearing, you know, like it came through before. What does Jesus know? What do the gods know? What do, you know, it's like all of these energies that they wanted to use their power, but They always thought that they were bigger than God. They always thought that they were bigger than these divine energies. And so truly, because they never really believed in the power of the divine, they never believed in karma until now. Until now. Yeah, gossip, trash talk, lies. This is what they invested their time in. And so when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and that's what they're finding out. I'm seeing this card in a very positive light, where you know, this is the first time I'm really paying attention to this card like this, or seeing it in this way, where she actually took a pair of jeans and turned them into some cute little hot pants, some shorts. That's what you did. It's like life gave you lemons and you turned it into lemonade, okay? And you look really good. The transformation that you have gone through, the changes that you've made, the adjustments that you've made, as a result of what you were given to work with. You've done something phenomenal with that energy. Tell us more about these changes, Divine. Tell us more about these changes that the collective has made. Yeah, okay, so somebody wanted you broke, but you've turned it into abundance, stability. And they wanted to bring poverty to your home life. And you intuitively tapped in. You saw it for what it was. You saw those efforts that they put in. And you made intuitive changes. You connected with the divine and with your higher self, with your ancestors and your spirit allies. And I'm getting that for some of you, you have built a community, or you are building a community. 2727 on the timer. Also, I'm getting that there's something that you have observed regarding a child or children that was done. It was evil energy that was sent to a child. You may have observed within a community negative energy that was being sent to children or a child. There could have been abuse going on in homes or in families. And you have sent positive energy, healing energy to innocent beings, young beings that have been struggling with very dark energies. I'm hearing that you detect this type of low vibrational energy, this evil, because you have encountered it at some point in your life, whether it's something that you experienced or something that was around you. You may have grown up in an environment where there was abusive behavior. So you pick up on this. And you responded very, very intuitively to everything that you saw, to all the evil that you witnessed. And so you have helped a child to ascend. Look at this. You have helped a child to ascend, whether this is your own child that this evil energy was directed towards, or other children in your community. We just had 2 911 on the timer. This was like double 911. Divine says you came into this situation and you were there for a reason, and it was to send healing energy to beings that you've crossed paths with. And not only recently, but it's like spiritually you've crossed paths with them as well, because the way I'm seeing it is like you have experienced a lot of the things that some of these beings have experienced. So even if you don't sit and talk with them or interact with them in the physical realm a lot, there's this sense of connection that you have with them because you have been through a very similar experience or experienced some similar energy to what they have suffered from. And with that 2911, Spirit is saying that you were like the paramedics. You came in and gave them the boost, the spiritual boost that they needed, the support that they needed. And for some of you, you did this strictly in the spirit realm. And Divine says that that's all you needed to do. You did what was needed to be done. You did what you needed to do. Okay? But you have helped a child to ascend. You have placed protection around a child or children. And this is a part of your divine work that you've been called to do. You may have just done this at your altar. You may have just done this when you're connecting with the elements outside or talking with your spirits. But whatever healing energy you have sent to beings around you who have been suffering, beings who are innocent, it made a huge difference, and it's still making a huge difference. Yeah, you've helped a family, whether it's yours or someone else's. Also, I'm getting that this is a part of your calling to help support families. Yeah. Families are often the first thing that is attacked when a person wants to bring somebody down. Like, they might not go for their job, they might not go for their money, but they'll go for their relationship or their home and family. Sometimes they do go for the money first or whatever, but many times what you'll notice is that these narcissistic evil beings, they will first attack a person's family. And that is because the family is so important. I mean, you think about kids, they need support. They need to feel safe and secure. They are our future. So if these dark forces can get through into a person's home and attack relationships and children, they feel like they've done their evil deed. You know what I'm saying? So you are here to combat that energy and to help bring peace and divine union and love and healing to family units and to individuals as well. Okay? You help everyone, but whoever this reading is for, this is a calling that you have. You'll know if this is for you. You'll know. Thank you, Spirit. Anything else from this deck? Self-love. Somebody wanted your self-love turned all upside down. But see, that's where that adjustment card comes into play, where you took all that gossip and trash talk and lies and those attacks, and you turned it around and you made it work. You realized at some point that if that's what they were harping on, they wanted to send only negative energy to you, that you must have something very special. If they're so intent on bringing you down and attacking you when you had done nothing to these people, you realize, okay, well, I'm going to take this energy and make it work for me. And you only became stronger, more courageous, wiser. And you love yourself unconditionally now. You validate yourself. So something beautiful has happened here. It's been a really miraculous transformation, but also with practical steps. It's like when you step back and look at your story, it looks very miraculous. It's like, how did you do that? But you did it by making choices that aligned with your sense of self-love every day. And there may have been days where from hour to hour you had to just bring yourself up. You had to uplift yourself somehow. You had to watch a video. You had to play some healing frequency music. You had to go outside and connect with the wind and the sun and whatever you had to do. You did it, and it's made you a spiritual baddie. Seriously. You're a badass. And what I mean by that is that you're a warrior, you're beautiful, inside and out, and there's nothing that will ever be able to bring you down and keep you down, ever. Because after this transformation that you've been through, you're ready for anything. You truly are. And so there's something very big that's coming to you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and see what is coming to you. Let's get a word from this deck. Cosmic insights, yeah. No, cosmic energy. Thank you, Divine. What is coming towards this beautiful being? Blessings. And you know what I'm getting? Because it came out in reverse. There are blessings that somebody wanted to sabotage. They're saying go to the energy of afflictions. Because I want to know what they are doing currently. If there's something that they're trying to sabotage. Divine, what are these beings currently trying to sabotage regarding this beautiful being's blessings? What are they trying to do? Okay, hexes and death magic rituals. Well, none of that is going to work. It's rebuked. Okay? It's rebuked. And the thing about it is that at this point, whatever these beings continue to attempt to send your way, it's not even touching you. It's returning to them immediately. Because where your energy is now, they're not able to touch you. You are no longer within their reach. So they've tried this. Okay? And now they're in a place of desperation. They're experiencing so much loss immediately when they do these things. So they haven't learned their lesson. Why are you wasting all your time right along with your mind? They are completely wasting their time, but they are not intelligent enough to realize that. And so that's why they will continue to remain in this Three of Swords energy, and they will continue to experience terrible loss as long as they are attempting to send this towards you, or this. Okay? And your blessings are just growing. Tell us more, Spirit. What is coming towards this beautiful being? Cleansing. Yes, absolutely. Cleansing energy. Isn't that what I said at the beginning of the reading? Like it's a sweep energy. It's like negative energy is being swept out of your life. Exactly. Yeah, because that little ash came out and it was like somebody was trying to make you dirty, but they can't do that. They can't do that. And now all they're doing is wasting their time. And they are hearing this message constantly from one ancestor. There is one ancestor that is still trying to hang in there. But they're admonishing this being. Or for those of you that this is two people, because that's what's coming through, is that they're two people. But they do have a maternal, it feels like a grandmother that's still trying to talk to them. But they're admonishing them. They're not helping them. They're just trying to get them to see the light. And in order for this person to receive any positive energy, any support at all from any spirit, okay? Because not even the demons will work with them anymore. They're tired. Okay. But as long as they keep sending this stuff to people, they're going to remain in a state of loss, heartache, poor health. They haven't gotten the memo yet because they're not connecting the dots. And honestly, it's about their ego. It is so painful for them to say, I messed up. I made the wrong choice. They can't humble themselves yet. Hopefully they will, okay? But they have not been able to humble themselves enough to admit to their wrongdoing. And so there's nothing that spirit can do. There's nothing that this one ancestor can do. But you're being cleansed from this. All of this evil that they have tried to send you, it's automatically being ushered out of your realm, because whatever you do, your spiritual routine, your spiritual hygiene, it works. And so whatever this person is trying to send you, it's only leading to their downfall. More and more and more. What else is coming towards this beautiful being? Hope. Hope is the light in the darkness. Never extinguish it. You have every reason to maintain hope. You have every reason to continue to transform. You see these butterflies here? Your world is a world of transformation. And that's what you've done that's so phenomenal, is you have taken the bullshit and you have turned it into something beautiful, something divine, something that has elevated you to a whole other level. And you're using that energy to elevate others as well. Embrace change and self-love. This is the second time that self-love came out. Before it was in the reverse, because that's 4111. That's the impact that someone else was trying to have on you. But now it's upright, because that's exactly what you did. You took their evil tactics and evil wishes and you made it work for you. You grew from it and you've changed. This is who you are. You embrace change, and that's why you'll always be beautiful. That's why your path is so divine. Is because you always embrace change. Yeah. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. I'm hearing that song, I am changing. I forget who sings that. It's a beautiful song, though. That might be for you to listen to. I might listen to it, too, because I remember it's beautiful. I want to hear it. All right, beautiful being. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you taking the time to tune into these messages. I hope that they brought you clarity, insight, and good vibes. I love you, and I wish you peace. I wish you joy, and so many blessings. Take care.